with Sonya from Mezzo Music Academy and Nathan today. And we wanted to just give you a heads up about what's happening in Mezzo. And for anyone who doesn't know Sonya, though, Sonya, hi, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Tell everyone a little bit about what you do, Sonya.
Okay, well, I am the founder and director of Mezzo Music Academy, which was established in 2011. Yeah, we're an old hat at this now. We're a very fairly big operation based on Greenleaf Road. We've hundreds and hundreds of students, and we have about 30 teachers at the moment. We cover all instruments, really any instrument you can think of, all the strings, piano, flute, woodwind, brass.
Drums.
Then we also do the rock and pop side of things, where we do drums, bass guitar, acoustic, electric guitar. So we do all types of guitar as well. We also have a lovely junior program for the small children. We do kinder music from newborn babies up to age 3. Then we do like schooler programs and preschool programs. So we've quite a lot on offer for the younger children who want to get started in music as well. But everything is taught through fun. Our ethos is that our students really, enjoy coming in for their lessons, that we nurture their love of music, and that we always make sure that they're working on the right program that suits them, that ignites their interest in their instrument, and that encourages them to then practice that instrument at home. So it's all about just tweaking each student's program to make sure that all is going well and they are in fact playing music they enjoy to play.
Cool. Well, I actually said, I know that we have Brian and Nathan here who are actually were students with you a while back. I'm going to let Brian up on the stage, but I just want to make sure there was a bit of feedback, so bear with us in case there's an issue there. But Brian is here as well, Sonia. So
Right.
Brian and Nathan, welcome.
Yes.
And yeah, tell us, Sonia, about how you know Brian and Nathan.
Okay, so I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe Brian and Nathan would have started in Mezzo when they were about 11 years old. Nathan was playing classical piano, and he continued his piano for a good few years here, actually. But he started learning acoustic guitar with my dad, Willie, um, who unfortunately is coming up to 2 years gone now. We miss him terribly. But so Nathan would have been doing acoustic guitar with Willie, then he would have moved on to electric guitar. And then Brian would have been a similar age when he joined us as well. And he also studied acoustic and electric guitar with Willie. So I know these guys since they were only small.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's so
and
cute.
and over the years they would have also joined our jam sessions, which are fairly well known, run by John Sadler, one of our brilliant teachers. And the guys would have taken part in the jam sessions on a weekly basis, and they would have been writing their own songs together, writing their own arrangements. They would have played live. Their bands would have played live on numerous different recitals and performances through Mezzo. So they kind of would have grown up in Mezzo together, playing together.
Oh,
And yeah, I know it's very sweet. And what I actually saw the other day then was that Brian has been gigging. I mean, Nathan is in a band as well. They can tell you about that. But what I did notice on one of Brian's Instagram pages was that the two guys were actually doing a gig together. And I texted him straight away to say, "Oh my goodness, Willie would have been so happy to see the two of you up there together, playing together. It would have been a dream come true for him."
isn't that lovely, lads? Is this all true? Were you little kids when you started in Mezzo? Nathan, tell us a bit about your journey there.
Yeah. I think I was about 12, maybe 12 or 13, maybe even earlier. I can't remember the exact age when I joined. Um, yeah, and I started on piano because I'd come from like keyboard lessons, just like basic keyboard lessons from school. So anyway, my mom found Mezzo, and I was getting on great there. But I really wanted to start in the guitar,
Mm.
and I remember I was given the option of two teachers, and I was told about Willie, and I was like, well, he sounds like he's a lot more experienced. I definitely want to get lessons with him. And like, I personally can't thank Mezzo and Willie enough, because even now I'm not even doing music remotely similar to what I was learning in Mezzo, and I can still like the influence is very obvious. Even the way I play, even the way I go about thinking about music is like Willie was even my inner critic, just even writing music. It was no, they really like they took me in, and it wasn't just them teaching me guitar and stuff like that, but they teach you all about, like, for example, we were doing jam sessions and stuff like that, stuff I wouldn't have been like didn't know I would need. um for example, like rehearsal etiquette, and the likes of how to like even just think about organizing bands and stuff like that. Like if I walked into like the real world that I am in now, when it comes to like rehearsals and stuff like that, I wouldn't have a clue. But because of Mezzo, I had a fair idea what I was doing. Um. So yeah, I granted I practiced and I worked really hard, but like I was given the space and I was given the opportunity to do that because of Mezzo.
Well,
Well,
that is just lovely, isn't it? Isn't that a lovely testimonial? Do you feel, Nathan, for anyone that's watching that might be thinking of, their own child, like did you find it scary going in, or do you think you just kind of went because your mom booked you in, or was it because you kind of knew you had an interest in, like, what is it? How did you feel like coming in at that age? Were you a little bit like, trying to be cool and a bit worried about, like, did it help your confidence and stuff? Like,
Well, I do know I was dead set from like a kid. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a musician. I don't care. Like
ah,
it was either that or an astronaut, but like it was musician. But no, I came in like there was the initial intimidation of like a new place with people I didn't know.
yeah.
But no, they took me right in. I felt really comfortable. At no point was I intimidated, was I scared, or like even worried about like I don't know, if there was a week where I hadn't quite enough time to practice, like I wasn't like shaking going in, it was just kind of, again, like I said, it was like nurtured me as a musician from the ground up. So it was a really like I would say it's a really healthy place to like develop musicality and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, we have to get that clip in a testimonial now. And Brian, thanks a million, Brian, for joining us. I know you're both busy
Thanks for
lads,
having me.
so we appreciate that. So tell us your story of when you started in Mezzo.
Yeah, so it's kind of a similar boat to Nathan. It's about 11 or 12, and my mom's friend, Kathy Foster,
Oh,
yeah.
Kathy Foster.
is friends with Sonya, and I remember, yeah, and it just happened to be coming up to the open day, and Kathy told my mom to bring me down, and I think I spent probably the guts of 5 hours that whole open day. I went through every room with every teacher that was there, and it just they were all so amazing. The attention that they were given for 5-10 minutes at a time. Imagine that over space of a half-hour lesson. If they can give that attention for half an hour, they're the most patient, probably some of the best, if not the best, music teachers in the country, if not Europe. But great experience, and you could tell that just like it's like from the short period of time
Yeah.
I spent with them, you could tell that straight away. I went in to see, I was kind of torn about what I wanted to learn to play. And, it was kind of piano, bass, or guitar was kind of what I was looking for. And I remember the last teacher that I came across was, we were down the foyer, and Sonya said, I've one more, and he's my dad, he's lovely, he's probably a teacher here. And I went in the room with him for 5 minutes, and he handed me his guitar, and in less than 5 minutes had me playing the Beatles, Love Me Do. He had me playing that in
Yeah.
less than 5 minutes, start to finish. And then after that, I was like, yeah, him, straight up him, and he was my teacher for 6 years. And through the 6 years then in Mezzo as well, I met John, I met Dan, Kevin, Gavin. I probably got to play with every single teacher there, almost every student, and just it prepared me for well, I'd say that through the recitals and through the rehearsals for the recitals, it got me into headspace where I was like, right, well, myself and the Mezzo team are after putting in so much effort, like I'm gonna want to do something with this. So then, I kind of got into the mindset about gigging, and now I'm ultimately here,
That is just lovely, and the both of you are playing away now. And just want to say hi to Shashi, Orla, and Sandra, who've just joined on the live stream. They're watching, so thank you very much, ladies, for joining us. So Sonya, how do you feel hearing all of that? Like, that's lovely, isn't it?
So happy. That really just warms my heart. And on the days where, because let's face it, it's a very big operation and tough. It's a tough job running school and making sure everything is going to plan. But that just warms my heart, because it's what I always want to achieve with all our students. So it's just lovely to hear these guys coming back and saying such nice things, but also feeling the important things that we did for them. So it wasn't just that we were welcoming and nurturing, but also the experience that we did give them in a rehearsal room, rehearsal etiquette, performance etiquette, and just even, knowing how to set your gear up and all that kind of thing. So it's really lovely to hear that they have taken those tools and they have gone on and used them. And in fact, Nathan has recently started teaching in Mezzo as well. And another thing, my gosh, my dad would love to have seen him. And it's like starting the cycle again. And also it's lovely for me, to know that, because these guys, I know how well they were trained. So, it's a no-brainer for me to have people like that come back to us and work with us, because not only were they trained really well, but they also worked really hard. Because let's face it, if you want to be a good musician, you got to work hard. It's not just going to come easy to you. But I guess just kind of getting the plan right and the motivations right, and working with the individual student, and finding out, what makes them tick. You're always going to get the most of them that way. But of course, giving them opportunities is the most important thing, because what is the point in having a wonderful talent if you can't share it with the world,
Well, that's it. And you do a lot of summer camps. Do you want to talk a little bit about the summer camps that are coming up? The teen, like in particular, the teen one, maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we would have a lot of students that would be with us now on a regular basis, but they would have joined one of our summer sessions. So we run them. We're running 2 of them during the summer. The one on the 17th of July, 12 to 14.
I think you're breaking up a little bit. Is Sonya breaking up a little bit for you guys?
Oh, am I?
Tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah,
just a small bit there.
Yeah, just go on and just repeat the last bit there. Thanks, Sonya.
One of the summer jam sessions we're running is on the 17th of July for ages 12 to 14. And it's funny because lately there's a lot of younger kids interested in getting into playing with the band. So we dropped the age group from 13 down to 12 there.
Oh, lovely.
On the 14th of August, then we have the summer jam for the 15 to 17-year-olds. So we try to group them roughly in accordance with their age. But they would come in and we would have all the equipment here. But obviously, they're welcome to bring their own instruments, because generally musicians would prefer to use their own instruments. But we would encourage them to straight away on the first day start playing a cover song. John would go around the room and ask, what kind of music do you listen to? They try and find a common ground, and they just get playing a cover song straight away. And then they get stuck into writing their own material. So usually by the 5th day, they've got maybe 1 or 2 original songs written and a cover song that they can perform. And then we get their parents in to see them doing their band performance. So, it's a great opportunity for students who are interested in taking things in that direction. And also many classical students will join a teen summer jam session.
She's gone there now. But yes, I am. So the summer camps, folks, if you're interested in the summer camps, what level of experience would the kids need? Maybe Nathan, you could answer that one, because Sonia's disappeared. I'd say her phone died or something.
Summer camps it could be anywhere. You could I know I entered as like a intermediate guitar player, but they'll take you from the ground up. Like
Beginners, you could be beginners as well.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll clarify that with Sonya. I know she's disappeared there. She was having technical difficulties earlier, so I don't know if you're there, Sonya. Okay, don't worry. I mean, the thing is, the summer camps. If you go to mezzomusicacademy.ie, you know the summer camps are there. They're taking bookings for them. I think there's only a few spaces on those ones in August, and then the teen camp as well. There's all the details are on mezzomusicacademy.ie. If you ask any questions here in the comments, myself or Nathan or Brian or Sonya can actually answer the questions, because when the stream is live, we can't respond to the comments in text form. But I'd say Sonia's trying to get back in now. But definitely, Brian, what would you say? You know, if someone is a total beginner, like the question was, what level of experience do you need to have to join the teen camps?
Well, so from my experience, now, like, I had only started doing the teen camps after I had started lessons, but from doing them, like, you absolutely need no experience. Like, I've seen people, like, say if I was 14, 15, seen 12-year-olds, I've seen 16-year-olds walk in, never having picked up an instrument, and they're playing a
Really?
song. But they get it down quite quickly, you know. Like,
You probably get addicted. You probably get the buzz then as well, and you probably go, do you know, I want to do that again. Is it kind of like getting hooked on fishing? Is it?
Sort of, yeah. But he's so patient, and just he's able to teach so efficiently that within a week he'll have somebody who's never, say, touched keyboard, never even looked at any instrument, he'll have them playing.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Piano, bass, guitars, no bother. You know, it's like it seems difficult, but when paired with the right teacher, you know, particularly with the jam sessions where there could be 5 students, it could be 12 in it, you know, it's just it's being able to do it efficiently, you know, and you absolutely need no experience because of that.
And what's great about it is that it's all by ear. So, you know, there might be guided chord progressions written up on the whiteboard, but generally everything is taught by ear. And also the students in the room then are encouraged to improvise on their instruments, which again is something that so many people studying music never have the opportunity to learn how to improvise. And it's a really, really important part of musical training. So again, that's something that we would focus on with our summer jam sessions, but also our jam sessions run all year round. So if you've done one of our summer courses this year, you can then join us on a weekly basis and develop the band that way through the jam sessions.
So that was the question that came in, Sonia, just when you got cut off there. So
Yeah.
we ran with it. We compromised. And you see, all the training came in handy. We were able to
Amazing.
compromise when you weren't here. So, yeah. Okay, so to wrap things up, I suppose, what would be the biggest? I know you have, I was saying that you have summer camp. Do you have any places available? I know a lot of them got booked up. Is August still available, or?
Yeah, so for the small ones, for the small children, we have our summer camp. So they're for ages 4 to 11. There are still some places left, but our camps are super popular and they always end up being booked out, which is a great thing. But it is a wonderful opportunity for young children to actually sample lots of different instruments over the course of the few days. We do lots of singing with them. And again, teach everything by ear. Lots of fun, and I mean, we get some fabulous emails, messages of thanks from parents when children have completed our junior summer camps, because they're just singing every day. They can't wait to come back in and do their performance. They're just generally really happy, and especially for children who are particularly shy or maybe a little bit anxious, so many parents would say, wow, I don't know what you've done to my child, but my goodness, she absolutely loved your camp. So yeah, so our junior camps are going to run 10th, 17th and 24th of July, and then 14th and 21st of August. I think the week of the 14th is completely booked out, but there are some places on the other weeks. and the links are on our website.
Okay, so we have Mezzo Music Academy scrolling along the bottom like Sky News. So yeah, if anyone wants to go to mezzomusicacademy.ie. Lads, anything you want to add before we wrap up, Nathan and Brian?
I would say if you really want to get your kid involved in music, no matter like what they are, and like naturally either they're shy or outgoing, if they even if they struggle with music, like I've seen Mezzo turn a tone deaf kid into like one of the best musicians ever. So like, I was one of them. Like, trust me, there's no such thing as a lost cause.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody can.
Yeah, and like, so no matter what you think, the teachers in Mezzo can definitely pull something out, and whether it become a hobby or a career, your kid will definitely get something out of it. Like, at the very least, they'll have a good time with it.
yeah, exactly. The joy of music. Brian.
Yeah, like I suppose like just from what Nathan said earlier, you know, I can't really add more in terms just it's a extremely healthy place in terms of learning environment, and all the staff are so friendly, you know, and like even Nathan said it, like there's no such thing as a lost cause, like particularly with this academy, there's absolutely no such thing as a lost cause.
Well, there you go, Sonya. Will that make you feel better, have a nicer day after all
That
this?
makes me feel.
Oh, she's gone again. So I'm sure she's delighted with that. So, folks, tech difficulties, these things happen, but thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Brian and Nathan, for giving us your time. And do check out mezzomusicacademy.ie. Book those places. Don't lose those places. Do it now. And I will see you around on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thanks, lads. Thanks, everybody.